everyone, today's video is going to be my weekly product pan update. So in case you don't know, every Monday I pull a product randomly from my makeup inventory, and through that I just figure out what I'm going to use, and I'm going to use it every single day this week. And so last week I actually pulled something from this really large Ulta Beauty on the go kit, and so I've already taken this off. And so I pulled this shade right here, which is just called Matte Mauve. And here it is. Let me swatch it for you. There we go. So it's a really pretty shade. I will be totally honest, I found myself not using it as much as I should. And part of that's my fault. You know, I started doing this and I wanted to use it every single day of the week. And I just kind of stopped. And so I need to do better about that. You know, just instead of just using it like occasionally, I need to use it every single day. But also, this is a huge palette, and it's really cumbersome. And then trying to put this little sheet thing back on to make it, it's just a pain in the booty, honestly. It's just hard to work with. And something being this large, I don't want to grab for it. So, like, the shade itself was fine. I do have it on my lid today, and I don't feel like it's that impactful, honestly. I used it, I liked it in the crease. That was my favorite way to use it, and I used it like that a few times. But y'all, I still can't even get this stupid cover. It's just a frustrating thing to deal with, honestly. So, I have it. I'm going to keep it, but not one of my favorites. So, that is the Matte Mauve from this huge kit. So I looked for some dupes, and I found some that were a little better than others. So first, this is my MAC Nutcracker Sweet palette. And in here we have this shade, which is the fifth shade, which is called Quite Spoiled. And it's a satin finish. And this is probably my best dupe. Oh, well, I didn't even show up. Sorry about that. There we go. So you can see, very similar. A little less, a little lighter, but similar. Then I have from the Lorac Pro palette, the shade Mauve. So it's right here. This one is slightly more gray than the original, but it's similar. And again, once it's on the lid, you know, you kind of get the same thing. This is the NYX Take Control little quad. And so this shade right here, and again, it's a little more gray, a little more taupey and less pink, but it is kind of a similar vein. Then in the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs Besame Cosmetics palette, we have this shade, which is called Cocoa 103. So soft and smooth. I love this palette. Again, slightly more gray than that, but similar vein. And then last but not least, we have in my Lorac Beauty and the Beast Tale Is All This Time palette, the shade TikTok. Okay. And here's that. So I have, you know, a variety of things that are very, very similar. I feel like the Marzipan is the best, but they're all pretty similar. So, again, I like to do that just to show that even though new things come out and you feel like, oh, I need that, it's got something unique. When you really go through your collection, you realize that a lot of things aren't as unique as you may have thought. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that is for last week. So now I've got numbers 1 through 2,107 for this week. We're going to generate 595. So that is from my Lorac Beauty and the, Pirates of the Caribbean palette, which is one of my favorite palettes. It's another large, cumbersome one, but it's a lot easier to deal with than that huge Ulta Beauty one. So this palette, I've done a full review of it, so I'll link that below, and a tutorial using this palette. And the shade I chose was Pirate's Chest, which is right here. It's a matte yellow, so it'd be a really nice crease shade. It actually looks very, very similar. Okay, I know I'm going to do dupes next week, but I think that's the same as a shade that's in my Lorac Beauty and the Beast palette, which I never noticed until just now. So there it is. I'm going to use that as a crease shade every day. I will make sure I use this every day. And again, this whole palette, here we are. So this shade. Love it. Excited about that. It's a cool thing to pull out. I'm still really excited about doing this project. I kind of hit a little bit of a bump. I've been doing it for 2 months now-ish. And I just found I need to just use it and just make myself do that. It's harder with eyeshadows, of course, because eyeshadows are my favorite, but, you know, I just need to stick to it. So, with that, I will see y'all real soon. As always, if you have any questions, requests, suggestions, comments, please leave them down below. Talking to y'all is one of my favorite things, so I'd love to hear from you. And if there's a video you want to see, I'd like to know that. So I'd like to make videos that y'all want to see. And yeah, with that, I'll just see y'all real soon. Bye.